Yo, what is going on, everybody? We are super excited to be back with the next episode of the Quigley podcast. This week, we got to dive into some of our thoughts on the new map pick system, how the qualifiers went for our own team, and we looked at why the new schools coming into College Halo are so important. Then we ended off with a little bit of discussion on a potential rivalry that could be cooking up between, well, a team that may not actually end up seeing each other anymore this season, but you have to watch to see more of that. Of course, as always, whether you're watching here on YouTube or listening on one of your favorite streaming services for podcasts, we appreciate the support as always. Be sure to check us out here every Saturday morning and on Monday nights at 9 p.m. for our official prediction show where we go over the weekly matchups for the College Halo season. We hope you enjoyed this episode just as much as we did making it.
Quigley is part of the SuperPods network. You can find SuperPods on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Patreon, and Twitter at _SuperPods. You can also join our Discord at discord.gg/SuperPods. Thank you for your continued support, and happy listening.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? We are super excited to be back with another episode of the Quigley podcast. This week, we get a deep dive into the qualifiers that we just recently had for the College Halo season. We also get to talk about some personal beef we might have with one of these teams for a certain reason. And, of course, just some looks into the competitive Halo scene as we start to turn our eyes towards Charlotte and as some of these smaller events have been going on the side to kind of hold us over. Once again, joined by my boy Banksy. We're back again another week. How are we?
Honestly, I feel like we have been nonstop, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. It's perfectly fine. But it has been like back-to-back competitive college Halo, and I've loved it. And I hope everybody has loved it. But it has been exciting, I would say, nonetheless.
They better have loved it. They better have loved it.
I mean, I would be shocked. I feel like we've had actually a lot of love to the scene. Our Twitter's starting to get traction in Clutch Academy. We're starting to get a lot of interactions
really?
Yeah, they like our tweets a lot now.
Okay.
We're starting to get Last Shot is liking a lot of our tweets, which is cool to see. Love Wyatt. So traction's getting out there like visually. So and definitely working alongside to be able to advertise a lot of this stuff for College Halo, and working with Connor and Odin and Dogbear has been fun, exciting, new, definitely. So we've been slammed, but I think a good version of being like busy.
Yeah, I'd agree. It has been busy. It has been busy. I literally had us record this earlier in the day so that we wouldn't be up till midnight because I die again. But no, it's busy, but it's busy work that we get to do, and it's a creative outlet where we get to talk about something that we truly enjoy, and I think that's where the fun in it comes.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Or that's where the fun comes from.
Yeah, like 100%. Especially like the build up. I think we do a lot. One thing people probably don't know, the production that we handle is our production, and we do not handle the production for College Halo. And College Halo does not handle our production. It is ours. So that's been like really exciting, and it is our own twist. It is our own taste in the world that we have. I have taken a lot of, I would say, flavor from what Dogbear has created for College Halo because it's aesthetically pleasing what they do. I noticed that they changed their music choice in the idle screen. That was different. We
I
were
respect
vibing.
it.
We were like in an 80s vibe room. But I had taken a lot from Dog Bear in how I want to do things here. And of course, I'll give a shout out to our guy personally, Garrett, um, who has probably been a gateway for all of us to see like how production actually runs and works.
Yeah, dude, Garrett's like he's different with it.
He
I've seen the
really
man
is.
just, and he knows how to just change stuff up on the fly too. But actually, I got to give props to Dog Bear for that too, because in the production the other night when we were playing, I think we were playing UIUC in the final game. I'm not going to get too deep into it. I know we're going to focus on everything, but in that series while it was live on stream, the casters had no clue they were talking about because our school's name and color was on the wrong side or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And so like they were like, I think this is FS Halo, but I don't know. And the Dog Bear like on the fly just like fixed it midstream, like while they're still in the game. So I mean, props to the production team keeping everything going. And I mean, at the end of the day, like production and the quality of the streams and everything is why people come to watch. So whether it be you and Super who help run the back end stuff here with Quigley, whether it be Dog Bear and Odin or whoever else may be helping out with production, College Halo, like it's such a huge thing to give to the audience something to be worth watching, right? Because nobody wants
Yeah.
to tune into a stream where you're just watching 4 Spartans run around the map with no communication and you can't hear anything, right? And so like having that production value there is definitely a plus.
And I think like the really cool thing, and I'll tie in one of our topics today being the new map system that Odin built. I liked it. You liked it. It was new, refreshing. I get a lot of people's take on it. Is it's not what the HCS is doing. My take is there is no HCS this season. So let us just have something. We can switch back later. We can remove it.
I
Ooh. Tease.
I got to keep it 100% honest with you. I've heard a lot of sentiments on this new map system, and I want to get your thoughts on like the overall statement that you kind of have about it, because
Right.
you as our captain kind of had a big pull into like picking the maps and communicating back and forth with the other captains and things. But the one series that I played, that I was like our communicator because Milkshake reached out to me. That one series, I told Odin like I think yesterday or the day before, I got so much dope sitting in that because I don't know why he called me, but Milkshake called me and like I was like, yeah, like I'll join the call, like we'll just do it over voice so it's quicker. And I joined and like just sitting there being like, round one or map one, like we're taking this map, you guys get, and just like going back and forth like that, like I was like in my head, I'm like, this is kind of cool, like
Right.
I enjoyed it honestly.
I think hold on, I'm fixing my desk. My desk was too high. You'll get to see that on VOD. But my desk was too high. I was rearranging earlier. But I like it for the sentiment of, I mean, I understand the no dupes, right? The no dupes clause that's basically filtered in. That's really cool. I understand the like modes and everything that you don't want to. I mean, you don't want to ban certain modes. Some teams might not want to, or you don't want to pressure a team into playing a mode they all that it's just an unfair advantage. Let's say, which has been Halo's bread and butter since day one. But I liked it for the aspect of we're sitting here, and I'll quote Dilly here. I'll give a Dilly Donut quote here. They picked Forbidden Flag map 1 every chance they got, and they won it every time because everyone hates the map now. I think it's developed in sort of a Forbidden's just not played a lot. A lot of people don't like it. But
Yeah.
so that's kind of the negative side of it. But like Dilly made a point though. It's like, we're going to just pick the map because we're good at it. And it forces the person to lose it or not have a decision, right? If they pick a map and it's forbidden game 1, that second team doesn't get to pick a mode.
Yeah,
They lose their mode
and,
pick.
and that's another thing too. I mean, and it can even be later in the series too. I think one thing is saying the map one, right? But like map one can be whatever, right? Like we
Right.
lose map one, we still have 4 more maps to play out if we make the series go the distance, right? But the thing that I think is craziest is that it can even come up later on in the series, in the series. Like in one of our games, we were playing a best of 3, and so that third
Yeah.
map we chose Aquarius, knowing that they can't choose a Slayer, so we're forcing them into a CTF. And in the sense of it being map one, you've got a little more leeway of like, okay, if we lose map one, we've still got distance. But by the time you get to map 3, like in a best of 5, that can be the deciding map of which team is winning or not.
Right.
And so I do see the idea behind like, well, there's going to be teams that are going to use this, and it's not going to, it's going to feel a little scummy, a little unfair to some of the lower seeded teams who aren't going to get those early picks. But I don't know. I just enjoy the variety. I enjoy being able to have that conversation with the team and being like, hey, like, do we feel confident on this map? Like, do we want to pick this map? Or is there a mode that we're really confident on here that we try to force them into picking a map with? And like, I enjoyed that a lot. And I feel like it's something fresh. It's something new. And just like Odin said at the start of the season, like if we try it this year and nobody likes it, if we try it and it kind of just fizzles out and we end up going back to the old way or whatever, then that's cool. But I mean, it kind of sucks to have this idea be out there, something so cool and new, and then not even try to do something with it.
Yeah, that I agree with. I agree with the whole not trying or attempting. My whole thing is though to tie in the production side, right? For streaming, for like Dog Bear streaming, we can have a map discussion. Which I mean, I guess they can do what they did last season, where they pick the maps ahead of time, preps Dog Bear. But that means every series you watch in week 1 is the same, and which is what it is, right? But I would like variety in a sense because it allows for Dog Bear to advertise the teams and have different aspects. It's not like we're all like, yes, this is round 1, week 1, but we're not on land. We're not all playing in round 1 to get to round 2. We have to play this game no matter what. We have to play the next week no matter what. Nothing stops us from playing the next week after. So allow the players, in my opinion, to have that opportunity to have one up or cause some chaos or help production have a variety of views to be like, this is our map set for this one. Then we're going to go into D2 and this is the map set for D2, which comes down to communication. But I really like the aspect of sending the maps to Dogman and being like, this is what we're doing. These are the maps we're doing.
Yeah. And I mean, I talked to Odin the other day, and he was like, "That's actually a really sick idea." And I'll just throw it out there because I really don't care. It probably won't happen. I wouldn't see it happening because you would have to coordinate so much stuff for it to happen, and half of the team's captains in College Halo, no offense, act like you're stabbing them in the arm just to have them message somebody. It's insane.
True.
I had the idea. I was like, wouldn't it be so sick to have, whoever our 2 like featured matches that College Halo streams each week come into stream before their match and like pick the maps live.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think that would be such a cool atmosphere to, because I mean, like you see it in like COD, like professional COD and like other esports where you have to pick system like this.
Right.
Like or in other games like I'm thinking like League where you have your pick and bans.
Yep.
Like they do that live before the game starts, or in COD's perspective, they do it before and record it and then play it before, and you have the 2 teams standing there picking their teams, and it's just like a moment for the audience to kind of experience that, okay, this is their pick, right? You're not it's not just like, okay, here's 5 maps that are on the board and they have to play it.
True. Right. I feel like it's always been at least for us, what we've done in the season is that we're like, if we're going to scrim, we're scrimming the series that's going to happen this week, right? We scrim the maps, which, I mean, I think that's what most people were doing because they were going to play it. But why not just do a scrim like every other team? every other pro team, they're not scrimming what's going to be round one at Charlotte. They're just scrimming
Yeah.
to run maps, get better at the maps that you're bad at. So I like the new map system. I don't think necessarily it would be good for HCS. You know what I mean? I don't want anybody to ever think that we're selling this for to be a permanent Halo thing.
Could you back that up? Why exactly?
So our game, so on LAN, at least at home for viewers, we're watching and we're already watching till 11 p.m. based on time zone, etc. Whatever's going on, we're already watching really late into the day. So if we added a non league thing, right? Because Call of Duty used to last that long too. It used to last forever. When watching, if we added, and we're not in a league like the CDL is, if we added a feature like that in Halo and its current standings, it has to go with everybody across the board, right? You pick and ban the maps, whatever. And I think it would slow down the way Halo's production works, and we would be even longer in the day, or people would feel rushed. People would feel maybe cheated when it comes to LAN. It really,
I can get that.
It really comes down to time. I mean, time's the biggest problem, I think.
And I also think, there's potential that this isn't in place when we go into things like actual tournament settings for like playoffs later in the season. I think that would be a moment where maybe you do need set maps, kind of like a LAN situation where you do want every team to be on the same playing field in each round so that it feels like it's moving at the same pace. But like you said earlier, like regular season games aren't to that extent, right? And I just think this builds upon the idea that like college Halo is different from, right? Like that they're not controlled by HCS. They don't have to run like HCS. They can do their own things. And I think that's just a cool way to give some of these teams that may have a weaker map pool or may have, less map knowledge of a newer map that's just been put in, or, just anything that's some sort of, mind or mental thing that they can do with this to try to manipulate the series in the best way that they can with the picks that they have.
Right. Which I just think that adds a layer for us. And it might even be enjoyable for these new schools. I don't know what these new schools are expecting coming into this. I don't know if they're expecting the HCS world, if they're expecting just to compete. I haven't had a chance to really talk. We've talked to UCF school wise. We've talked to, is that it? I mean, we've talked to obviously.
I've talked to the Baylor, one of the Baylor guys, and
okay, nights. So that's cool that the Baylor guys are there. I haven't had a chance to. We've obviously talked to Kaiser. We'll talk a little bit about Kaiser towards the ending of this, but we have talked to somebody at Kaiser. But like, Montana, NC State, we haven't had a chance to really talk to any of those guys to get an understanding of where they're at or their standings. We did have some of them play in our qualifiers. So, I mean, we can kind of get an idea of where these teams laid out when it came to Halo competition. But, I mean, you don't know what you can offer or expect out of these teams. Like, are they coming for one season, coming back? Can we give them something to enjoy? And hopefully they like the system after we see there is a voting in place to see if we're going to have it or not. I just hope like the new schools are in it. They like it. And even if they don't, I hope we get to use the map system and let's say the side events that we host all the time. And I think that's where it stands. Like those side events, if we don't get it in the main season, I'm gonna ask for it in a side event. I'm gonna be like, let me use that. I'll use it in the Quigley one. I'll use it in the UNA one, whatever. I will use it in one of these side events, which at whatever Connor decides what schools, please use it because it needs to be different. Don't make your side events the same thing as the main season. I mean, last season, I think the new schools would have enjoyed what we did, right? We had to spin the wheel. They were 2v2s because of our name.
My gosh, the
Um,
spin the wheel is so good.
it was mind boggling. I remember I had Dog Bear putting money down.
That was a vibey stream too. There was like what 20 of us in that call, and everybody.
Oh, we were stacked.
That was a good one.
We were stacked. I hope to do something like that again, this season. But I want to give those new schools something exciting for their first season. Um, that way they're not like they're not like overwhelmed, but they're having fun. Um, but talking about the new schools, tell me which ones you're most excited for to watch. And we'll take it from there.
Well, I mean, first off, I'd love to shout out each of the new schools because without new teams that want to come into this league isn't a thing, right? And not to say that there aren't schools that haven't been here in the past, not schools that haven't been here since the start even.
Right.
But as we've gone on gradually, there have been teams that there's not enough players for them to form a team. There's players that graduate and then they were the only ones playing. There's schools that just decide to drop out because they funding or whatever it may be. So having new schools come in each season is something that really drives this league and keeps it going in the way that it has been able to. So I mean, huge shout out to we have Baylor, NC State. You said it was Montana?
Yeah, right. That's the
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
lion.
so Baylor, and NC State, Montana, and Kaiser are our four new, correct? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, and UCF,
yeah,
UCF.
UCF, NC State,
Yep.
Baylor, Montana,
I gotta be honest.
Kaiser.
Look, I'm going to tell you who my favorite is. NC State, and I'm it's not because they're actually my favorite. I don't know any of the NC State guys. I don't have any affiliation with the NC State guys. I'm from NC, so I gotta support the. Those are my D2 team this year. I'm gonna support NC State. But honestly, I don't know. I literally don't think I've ever heard of Montana State. I'm not gonna lie. I feel kind of bad. So maybe they'll surprise me this year, and I'll be a converted Montana State fan. But outside of that, I think my least favorite is Kaiser. And we'll get into that later, but there's a reason. There's a big reason why Kaiser is my least favorite.
I'm on that bandwagon. We're on the same bandwagon with Kaiser. But looking at the teams, right? I mean, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know if you've seen it yet. You'll see it a little later, but if you don't look at it now, NC State's logo. Oh my god,
Is it sick?
it's not their school logo, but it's a variation of their school logo.
Oh, isn't it it's the NC State the esports at NC State one, right?
I don't know. Is that the half face one?
The it's kind of like abstract, but it's like a wolf still.
Yes.
Yes,
Dude,
yeah. I've liked their logo for a while, and I mean I feel like I'm
didn't know.
glazing, but like they do have a cool logo.
I saw that today.
Yeah.
And I told Super, I was like, dude, get me that logo. That's the one where like, because we didn't have it yet. Obviously, like in our production side, when we're working on the things in the back end, we try to get everything from everybody. But you're working with college schools, like it's very difficult. I went into the league OS and I saw their logo and I said, that's fire. If I was against that, I'm giving them map 1. I thought that was such a cool logo. What?
I'm actually a UNC fan at the end of the day. Now like if UNC was in this league, I wouldn't even cheer for us. I would cheer for UNC against, I'd be playing against them and they'd kill me and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, he's so good." Like what a goat.
What a guy.
Now, if Duke was in this league, I'd have an issue. I'd probably leave the league. They'd just probably like ruin the reputation of College Halo. Like I don't even know who cheers for Duke. That's a terrible idea.
You're my brother, bro. My brother's the same way.
Yeah, we can't have Duke around here. But But I mean, I'm not an NC. My dad's an NC State fan, so that was always the rivalry. With him, I was
Right.
an UNC fan. He was an NC State fan. So I don't like fully hate NC State or anything. I don't cheer for them in regular sports, but because they're the hometown team for me right now, I gotta kind of show some love through the season.
Right. I'll give you that. I'm excited for them. I want to see them grow. My most exciting, honestly, is gonna be the UCF guys. We had a little bit of beef with them just for fun. I think it was fun. Um,
I think it was good.
like creating a storyline there with a new school is really cool. But I'm excited for the UCF guys. I think if they keep getting better, Milkshake needs to figure out what he's doing. You don't want to fumble the way he did against us. And we'll talk about the playoffs or the qualifiers here in a second. But I'm really excited for UCF because they're not bad. Don't get me wrong. We scrimmed them. They did beat us in the qualifiers 2-1 because of Ben.
Whoa. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna have this conversation.
We will. But I just think I'm really excited for UCF to see where they go. And if they first season in, I don't think we've had a first season win outside of season 1, right?
Well, yeah.
Like everybody that's won has been in the league versus first season in. I mean, your first season in, it wasn't obviously full sales. Your first season in, we definitely did something we didn't think would happen. But
maybe one.
Right. I want to see if UCF can turn some heads, get better, and stop Milkshake. I don't want them. I personally don't want them to. I would just love to see that.
I think that if you're just looking at the overall, I wouldn't even say standings, but just the way that the qualifier turned out and kind of where certain teams are standing. Because when I was reading through those teams, and really when I say this, like genuinely, there is no hate because I know that some of these teams are just newer and it's gonna it takes time. They're new teams. They're not gonna all of a sudden come in and just be beating D1 teams, right? That's not how this game works.
Right.
But as I was reading through those team names and seeing the new teams, like a lot of these newer teams were lower on that rank system once you look at the qualifier standings. And that's why, like, when I read them first, I didn't see UCF because UCF was higher up than all the others. And not to say that they're better than any of the others, right? I don't know if they've even played any of the others. I'll have to look more once we start talking about that. But I think it's a statement to see UCF come in their first season. And if I'm looking at it right now, go 2-2 in the qualifiers, right? And while 2-2, yeah, I mean, it's 2-2. They didn't go 3-1. They didn't go 4-0,
Right.
but it's not a losing bracket, and I think that's
Right.
something respectable as we look into the regular season. But look, as you know, if people want to hear more of our talks around specific matchups or predictions, you might say, that we have about certain teams as we move forward to the season, they can also check out our YouTube channel where we upload our weekly prediction show. Or they can even tune in on Monday nights at 9:00 Eastern.
There you go.
And watch our prediction show live. I just had to throw that in there. It's a quick plug.
I'm so proud of you. You're growing up so fast.
I saw it coming. I saw it, and I was like, I gotta keep going towards it. I'm getting there.
He grabbed it and he ran with it. But yes, let's dive into our experience because I feel like that's probably the biggest chunk of this today's episode. Tell me your mental of us going into qualifiers. And I'm, we might have had the same mental. I know it's a little different, but tell me what you were thinking going into this thing and how it was gonna rough out.
Can I begin the Leo story here?
We could start with the Leo story. We could throw it in, yeah.
Well, because that's how I entered. I need to be able to give that so I can.
Yeah.
I was, I believe, because I had to go out on call for one job that night.
Yes.
and I was on the way back, and so because we were working in the metal building. Anybody doesn't know, I'm an electrician, underpaid, overworked,
Underpaid electrician.
and look, and I'm like at work, so I'm not checking my phone. I'm not looking at anything. I'm not doing anything to see what anybody's talking about. But I just know like I need to leave at a certain time, so I leave early, and I'm headed home, and I just definitely stopped at a stop sign and looked at my phone. Definitely not driving. I would never do that. And I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, oh, like there's like 25 missed messages in our Discord group chat. I'm like, what is going on? And I open it and the first thing I see is I can't believe this guy. And I'm just like, whoa. And I start scrolling and I see the picture. And the picture immediately just clicked. And I was like, Kaiser? And then I see we played them round 1. No way. And so I click and open the picture because Discord is like condensed.
Right.
And as soon as I open it, my eyes immediately lock on Leon HT17, whatever. I was like, there is no way he has done this to us.
I am still so flabbergasted. For a month, or it was over a month, I think.
It was over a month. It was a minute.
It was, dude, he totally, for the listeners, he told us he was going to Kaiser and he was getting a scholarship. Nothing huge. Don't think it's huge. Don't go crazy. And he was getting a scholarship to play some esports, and he told us it was COD. Now, Kaiser does have a COD team. They've had a COD team. They play in their division every year in the CCL. So it was like, it wasn't a no-brainer kind of situation of he's totally telling the truth, because the CCL hasn't announced, so rosters weren't locked. Rosters are locked as of like the time of this recording. Rosters are locked now, but they weren't locked before. So we had no reason to not believe him. And then Kaiser hasn't played in College Halo since like season 1 or 2 or something like that. They played a long time ago. So we didn't think that he was lying. Okay. And let me tell you what this guy does.
I honestly don't think he was at first. He was on the COD team because he was grinding Black Ops 6.
Right, dude, let me tell you how smart Leo is, though. That man had to spin a narrative. Okay. Because all of his Smurfs have been playing with that Kaiser Halo team. Man, I'll out us, okay? We went crazy. We went snooping, all right? Super started finding all the Smurfs. We know most of them. And
yeah, we're Smurf searching now.
We were looking at them, and we were looking at the match history, and then we were finding the Kaiser teammates, and we were looking at their match history. And Leo has been playing with these guys on his Smurf to hide from us. Not words from Leo's mouth. But why else would he play with these guys on a Smurf? Well, I guess maybe his rank. Anyway.
I'd like to say, but was he also appearing offline on Discord? Because it would still show up he's playing on a Smurf. It would still show up that he's on Halo.
He had to have been, because the amount of times we counted the matches, I'm like, bro, Leo's not online. He's one of my top viewed friends on my Discord, because we all talk so much. He's one of my top viewed friends. And the man is a genius, okay? He got the business degree, and this is what he's using it for.
No, he's conniving. That's what it is. It's not a genius. He's conniving.
He is, dude.
He snuck around behind our backs.
He did.
That's what this is.
And then we get him round 1. And I think that was the icing on the cake there. Is we get this.
The storyline had been written.
Right. And we see Leo, and we're like,
absolute cinema.
Our old captain, who by the way, listeners, was in our scrims. He was.
That is true. He was.
Leo had all the knowledge, man. He was backdoor ready assassin. He was just. This is Halo Reach assassination. You know that achievement where you jump off the hill and you assassinate the elite? That was Leo. We're the elite.
I do not, but makes sense. Yeah, I got you.
Oh my God, are you that young?
I am.
Man, I
I
did
am.
it for all you college Halo guys that know that achievement where you're a rookie, you jump off the mountain, you land on the back of an elite, and you assassinate him. That was Leo.
There's some unks out there who know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it very much like Leo threw us for such a loop, and I think it was the worst thing for him.
Oh, it was because I remember I joined the call. First thing I said was, "Oh, okay. So you think you know a guy? You think you know a guy?" I was, I like not actually, like I wasn't actually heated, but in my mind, I'm going like, he literally told us for like 3 months he's on the COD team. Then he
Yes.
comes in call one day and is like, "I hate this game because it's not like Halo. It's not like Halo." And I was like, "Leo, you're gonna have to play it. Like, what are you gonna do?" He's like, "I don't know. I have to figure something out, I guess." And that's the moment where he lied to me because he knew. I know he knew. I know for a fact he knew.
Dude, how do you think I feel? I'm playing COD this season.
I was supposed to cash you guys' games when you played against each other, but
Yeah,
I guess that ain't happening.
We had a whole plan. We had a whole plan that my COD team was going to beat his COD team. But in turn, our Halo team beat his Halo team. But we'll dive into that
Who
now.
saw it coming? I did.
Well, he lit the fire. We were all going to get on maybe like an hour before start. I don't think we were all like crazy into like the start of it personally. And then we found out about the Leo thing. I got off of Borderlands. Super got online. OG came in 3 hours early. Ben got home and got online. Like we all
OG
jumped
was
on.
on 3 hours early.
Yeah, because
Oh
I was like,
my gosh.
I think it was the worst thing for Leo, and we locked in. Now, to be fair, his team's new, all right, but and we got the first stream. Now on stream,
They knew what they were doing.
we're 4-0. Oh, they knew what they were doing. They used us as clout.
We're what? Wait, are we 4? No, we're not.
We're 4-0 on stream right now this season.
Oh, oh yeah. Well, that's true. We are.
Yeah, 4-0.
That's true.
And we get the stream. We go 2-0, which kudos to us. We woke up. That's what we did. But I think they have a good like standing. But I mean, we go 2 and I think everybody round 1 goes 2-0, right?
I can actually pull it up. I didn't have it pulled up at the moment, and I will tell you right now. Round 1, we saw USU Blue 2-0'd SNU, UVU Black 2-0'd Clemson, UNA 2-0'd UVU Green, UOU 2-0'd Rit White, USF 2-0'd NC State, we 2-0'd Kaiser, Rit Orange 2-0'd UCF, UIUC 2-0'd Baylor, YCP 2-0'd MTST. So yeah, that's 2-0s across the board.
Yeah, so round 1 was kind of solidified. I mean, the starting of you can kind of lay out like who's going to be D1 off rip there. Looking at the teams, when you get like quick 2-0s that are round 1, and I actually think they're all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on, who in here? Oh, okay, so everybody who 2-0'd in round 1 is D1, except SNU and UIUC. Those are flipped. SNU is the only one who lost round 1 and ended up in D1.
I guess SNU is just like that, huh?
Didn't Connor coach him last season or something?
He coached some of them. Some of them are new, so they're
Some of them are new.
Not the same squad.
But like kind of going into it, like we solidified. We have sorry, not sorry. We had what was going to be a little story with Kaiser, but sadly, Kaiser is D2, so we won't get to see him this season.
You didn't have to do him like that. You didn't have to do him like that.
Well, I'm just saying.
You didn't have to do him like that.
But we get to keep our UNA timeline alive here. But I'm going to be honest, UNA is looking scary. Love Zinni, but so far this new guy, he's shooting. Round 2, going into it. Again, a bunch of 2-0s. But let's talk about the 2-1s in round 2. You have USU Blue against USF.
Mm-hmm.
USU Blue had two new people, right?
Yep.
And they 2-1 USF. Does USF have new people?
This just in? No, they're not.
Okay. Dang, you got me.
I
So that one was a little shocking. 2 new people, and they 2-1 USF. It might have been a flat USF. I think USF might still have the same problem this year. I hope not, because I love the guys on USF.
Well, you do have to realize also USF did have a new teammate last year that they were trying to kind of integrate into their system, and I think
Right.
that you're still maybe seeing a couple cracks there that they're trying to fix, because I mean they did look like a much better team in this qualifier than I think
Yeah.
they did last year, at least in our game.
And then going into it, you have YCP versus SNU, which is a 2-1. You know, Naz coming in with a 2-1, which is expected. SNU was D2, right, last season?
Yep.
And I think they were 4th or something. I think they were 4th.
Yes.
Yeah. It was SNU, YCP, UIUC,
and then USM. Yeah.
So there. So Nas coming in and still holding that title over SNU, like just beating them, is exciting. We need to fight back this season. I think Nas is for blood. He's finally in D1. But
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm pretty sure Nas is ready after what we said on the prediction show last week.
We'll give him some more love this week.
we will. Round 3 is where I think this is where it shakes up a little bit for that D1 slot, that last D1 slot. We have a few 2-1s. We'll talk about those, and then we'll talk about SNU, because like I said at the beginning, SNU makes D1, and I think this is where it flips. These 2-1s, the reason I'm talking about them is because those are the deciding maps. To have that one map changes everything when it comes to a Swiss bracket. Or in a Swiss bracket, best of 3s, if you can get that one, you could flip the outcome of the finals. And when we get to when we tell you about the finals, that one map mattered a lot. But in round 3,
indeed,
we have USU Blue against UNA, which is a 2-1. UNA's got one new member, and I think they have a lot to work on, but I'm not too worried about them, right? So
I think that matchup is actually one of the most important of the entire tournament if you're looking at the overall standing, and if you're a D1 team looking at this USU squad, because not to say that USU and UNA weren't a good matchup before, but I think USU, and I could be wrong here, and I'd love, for someone to hit me in the comments or, whatever, let me know if I am wrong, but I believe USU does, at least up until the point of this qualifier, did have the series, win percentage over UNA when they played against each other. Like, I believe USU had more wins in their matchups. I could be wrong in that, but seeing UNA take it in the way that they did, while it was a 2-1, while it did go the distance because these were all best of 3s, I think we see UNA kind of either UNA is really making strides into being one of these top 3 teams, or USU is just kind of dropped down in their spot where I wouldn't say necessarily they're like outside of the top 5, but maybe they're not one of those top 3 teams like we were talking about earlier.
Right. I 100% agree. I'm excited for UNA this season, but I do not want to lose to them personally. Going into the next match, we have UOU versus UVU Black. This was a 2-1. I didn't get to watch this one. I wish I did. UOU has one new player, which is an old USU Blue teammate. So who was good? Don't get me wrong. So
Joe.
Go on.
No, I was just saying Joe.
Oh, okay.
You know Joe, right?
Yeah.
You do know Joe?
No, I don't.
Joe Mama.
I hate this guy.
No, isn't his name Karate JoJo? I was kind of trying to troll there, but isn't that his name? Their new guy?
Is it Karate JoJo? I didn't know
I'm
it
pretty
had
sure it's
JoJo.
Karate JoJo. I can find out right now.
Find out. No,
Karate JoJo. Yeah, that's it.
no, it's the cowboy guy.
Oh, Karate JoJo's already on their team, right?
Yeah. It's the cowboy guy.
I just trolled for no reason.
Yeah, you literally did. Anywho,
it's Cowboy Ruru or whatever his name is.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll figure it out later. That matchup is very much. We just have to see how the season goes. I think everybody might be able to catch up to UOU. But we'll see. Going into the last 2-1 before we talk about SNU, sadly, was your FS Halo versus UCF. We threw the ball so bad.
Let's actually do a deep dive here. How our captain threw the ball so bad.
Hold on now. We're in a call, okay? I'm messaging these guys for the map picks.
It was,
and I'm gonna quote Ben here too. So don't even worry, I'll quote him. But we 2-1 lose this thing. Okay. We had been picking like mode first or whatever. And letting them pick the map letting them pick the maps. We picked the
that
first.
Is correct. We chose Koth.
We chose Koth. They chose Live Fire, and then on the Slayer, what was the Slayer?
They chose Aquarius.
Aquarius. Was it Aquarius?
Yeah, because that was the one map they took off of us in our they beat us 50-49 in that scrim we had the night before.
You're right.
And I think they thought, that
they could do it again.
That we were bad on that map, yeah.
And then,
which they got proven wrong.
And then I asked the team, what do we want to pick as the last map? Or like, do we want to pick the mode? Ben goes, it don't matter. We ain't going map 3. And I was like, do you want lattice or a mode? That literally was a conversation. Do you want lattice or a mode? Ben's like, it doesn't matter. Do whatever. And Super's like, do lattice. I was like, all right.
So you guys, so when I say it don't matter, you decide to pick the map that we literally hate with our guts?
Well, hold on. We'll talk about round 4. Anywho, Super says, pick lattice because everybody sucks at it. So I pick it after talking to Ben, being like, do you think this is a good idea? He's like, whatever.
We ain't seeing map 3.
We ain't seeing it. And I was like, all right. Picked lattice. They picked strongholds. Am I right? Yeah, strongholds.
They did, because I was hoping they were going to pick oddball. They did not.
No, we go into King of the Hill. We're up 2-0, and then we throw the map. I don't even want to talk about how we throw it, but we throw it. We go into the Slayer, and we slam them in Slayer. Convincingly, I think we did a lot better.
A mistake.
Yeah, we slammed them.
50-29.
Then we go into now the strongholds wasn't bad. It was like
it was bad for the start.
Yeah, the start was bad, but I think it ended like 215 to 250, right?
Yeah, but they were up like 100 something to nothing at one point. We were getting whooped.
Yeah, so we were bringing it back, but sadly we came in late. But we threw the first game. I think it boiled down to that. If we didn't throw the King of the Hill, we would have been fine. But there was a storyline created off of that. There was some banter. Love the UCF guys. Sadly, we won't see them this season. So again, another storyline that stops at the goal line. All right.
Hey, hold on now. That is one of the beautiful things about the collegiate Halo scene that no other collegiate scene has. We do have side tournaments where there is an opportunity we see them again.
Yes. So that is exciting. And then SNU finally 2-0 against Mountain State or Montana State.
Mountain State.
My bad. So that 2-0 solidifies like a map count for SNU where they're at like a 4.5 score. Okay. They just need to essentially in their next series not lose at this point. So we go into round 4. And I'll talk about our match because it's a storyline, but the only 2-1 is SNU versus Clemson, which shocking. Not gonna lie.
I told you Clemson's coming different this season.
They're coming different. You were not wrong. But 2-1, SNU gets the 2-1, so they solidify into that 4.5 score range, which puts them in the top 10. Right, that one map that SNU pulled. Let me see, who was it against? That one they pulled it against
YCP.
YCP. That one map is the reason they solidified top 10 because they're
NASCAS trolling again.
Yeah, NASCAS gave SNU that list. So Milkshake, if you hear this, blame NASCAS. Because looking at the score right now, if they had lost to Nas, Milkshake would be in D1. If they lost 2-0 to Nas, I'll say that. But round 4, this pretty much solidifies SNU is a D1 candidate now. I'll talk about this one map as we get to the end here of the podcast. Is us against UIUC. So we had storylines last season. We created this beef story between Super and Milkshake. I mean, it wasn't like real beef, but we wanted to have a storyline in College Halo. We still have it, in my opinion. There's still an underlying storyline between the schools. Milkshake is a very nice guy. He talked to Ben for this match setup, and
yeah, I'd actually like to touch on that too, because before you continue, just to say, Milkshake was actually really chill. Like he was like, "Yo, this is the matchup everybody wants to see," and we were both laughing about it, and we were like, so I mean, like at the end of the day, yeah, we say the beef is there or whatever, but like it's vibe beef at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's not real.
Yeah,
that was a series that we just been wanting to play for a while, and we finally got to. So that was just fun.
Yeah, we finally got our chance to share the love, share the camaraderie, whatever. I can't say the word. I can't English, but we asked for it all last season, and nothing lined up for us. And we also get it on stream. They planned it. Okay, College Halo planned it, but we get it on stream. And I don't know if it was us kind of locking in that this was the beef, this was the Milkshake versus us. Milkshake and his team, very good players. Okay, they're not bad. In my opinion, they could be in D1. Sadly, due to the bracket, they just aren't. But I do think they can win D2 this season and be the number 1 slot there. Coming back in from second place last season, but we do 2-0 them. And we Strongholds Lattice. What was the Slayer?
Live fire.
So
live fire.
We get one of our best maps, and then we get our worst map. I just think we showed up. I don't think Milkshake's team was ready for us to show up, personally. And I just go on.
I just wanted to touch on the fact you said that SNU winning that game put them above UIUC. I do want to say that this is actually the series that solidified. At this point in the bracket, we were on the cusp of D1, right with UIUC. So a win for either team would have pushed us up into that 8th/7th spot. I believe if UIUC would have beat us, they still would have been below SNU because they have been beat by SNU, but they still would have been in that D1 area. We just got above SNU because of our strength of the bracket or whatever it might have been. But yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah, and this was our go home match essentially. If we win it, we're back in D1. We're with our people, and I think everybody was on the same boat. They're like, "Dang, we're not gonna have Full Sail."
I don't think everybody, just you and A. Nobody else cared.
I mean, I think this is probably the most scrims we've ever been asked for in a season. and we haven't started. That's probably thanks to you.
Holy, you're right, bro. Everybody wants to scrim, but I'm down. I enjoy it.
But it is one of those things where I think this is kind of where we try to fight for, even though we make the comment like we're gonna go D2. We fought for it. We should have beat UCF. We fumbled. Is what it is. Right. But I do like the people that we're fighting against. I do like the competition. I don't like losing, but I don't like just slamming everybody. No offense to the new guys.
Ben, wow.
We're actively 1600 Onyx players. I don't like.
I just had.
But yeah, that's been this episode. I'm excited for the season. I know Ben is. If you guys haven't, follow us on our socials. We're on Twitter. We're on Twitch at SuperPods. Twitter, YouTube, it's at the Quigley Podcast. And where we try to upload all the videos. You have a live VOD. You have audio that's going to be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And we do have a Patreon that we're working on. So definitely do go follow us. And Ben, go ahead and send us off.
As always, boys, ladies, gentlemen, whoever you are, whatever you are, we appreciate all the support. We appreciate you guys tuning in and watching or listening, however you guys decide. Remember that you can catch us on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts or Spotify on Friday mornings. Following morning, Saturday, the live videos go up on YouTube. And, of course, continue to look out for our prediction shows every week on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.